back, it was pouring rain, and because it was pouring rain, I didn't really shoot anything when I got home, and the rest of the week up until today, it's been raining and pretty nasty outside. So today it's actually a nice day. It's 57. Got a chance to wash the car. It's actually my first time driving it since I got back, and the total mileage that I put on the car for the whole trip was about 1,500 miles. Burned through about 75 gallons of gas, so that's about 20 miles per gallon. Not going to complain about that. But something that somebody has asked me about a couple of times, or a couple of people have asked about a few times, is will GM make a successor to this car? Now, I think GM, if you're listening, first off, there have been quite a few people who've told me that they have bought SS's because of my channel. So first of all, to you guys, thank you for listening to me and taking my advice, because it is a great car. But secondly, GM, if you're listening, there are people out there who love this car, who like the car that, the kind of car that this is, and I think that you're stupid not to do it. And here's the reason why. The Dodge Charger, as everybody knows, is an aging platform and has basically had the rear-wheel drive large V8 and V6 American sedan market for quite a while, and they don't really, every year that goes by in the last 3 to 4 years, that car hasn't been updated or changed. Well, it's been updated. There's been changes, obviously, but a wholesale change to a completely different car. Every year that doesn't happen, it makes me wonder, like, when is Dodge going to do this? But then I realize that they have no need to. People are buying them the way they are, and it's a piece of the market that I think General Motors and Chevy specifically should be jumping on. They've got the wonderful Alpha platform that everybody knows, in the car world and out of the car world, is a great, fantastic platform. You got the CTS, the ATS, and the Camaro. And right now, as it sits, if you want any of those, the Cadillacs are expensive as hell, and the Camaro is a two-door. So you want a four-door version? Well, you're stuck with the Cadillacs. So you've got the ATS, which isn't as big as this car, and the CTS, which is about this size. Well, the problem is CTS engine offerings are the 2-liter turbo, the V6, the turbo V6, and the supercharged V8. There's no naturally aspirated V8 option. I think Chevy is crazy for not making their own version of this thing somehow, badging it as a Chevrolet and putting the LT1 in it with the 10-speed. Now, I think a manual option would be cool, but in all reality, I don't think that would sell that well. I mean, sure, it's worth a shot, but if Chevy wants to make a car like that, LT1, something, between, maybe not as big as the CTS, but maybe, who knows, something that size. But Chevy's already got the Impala, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to make a big full-size four-door sedan. But I think that GM just has the available, the space in their product lineup, because you've got, like I said, the Impala, there's the Malibu, but those are all front-wheel drive, and there's just not a large rear-wheel drive sedan that you can buy from General Motors anymore. Once this car goes away, that's it. and you know, for a reasonable amount of money, because like I said, you got Cadillacs, but those are super expensive, and not everybody wants to spend the money on one of those. So I think it's a slam dunk, and you know, make the lesser offerings. You know, offer it with the V6 and maybe the 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder if you want, and make the LT1 version, make that the sportier one. I'd change the name first and foremost. I'd take the name SS and get rid of it and get something else, because this is too confusing, and it's a trim level that they named a car after. So that only works one other time in the automotive industry as far as I know, and that's the Ford GT, but that's because the GT existed many years ago as the race car, and that's why. So that is like the only time in history that I think you could probably name a car a trim level and get away with it, because it's your halo car. But for this, I think GM is crazy to not do it. You know, I'd probably, if it weren't for my car's color and trans combo and stuff I've done to it, I'd probably think about upping my game to one of those, because I think that'd be a fantastic car to have. Now, disclaimer, I've never driven any of those. I've never driven an ATS or the newer Camaro. There's a guy here in a orange Charger getting on it, but anyway, never driven any of those, never ridden in any of those, so I'm not sure how they drive. I just know from reviews from, you know, automotive professionals in the world, they rave about the Alpha. So GM, please, if you're listening, you know, I get it. There's bean counters who care about, you know, what sells, and I know it's SUVs, it's not sedans, and even if it is sedans, it's fuel friendly. So make a limited run. You know, if you're going to put the V8 in it, don't do many of them. Do a small amount. I mean, shit, you guys sold these things like 3,000 of them a year for about 4 years now, and you know, do that. Make 2,500 of these every year, a special car. Do some things with it that the lower models can't get. You know, offer it with magnetic ride control, which is probably something they would all get, but offer it with things, you know, paint colors, stuff that you couldn't get if you got the lower models, and make it unique, make it something different, because I'm telling you, man, Dodge is wiping up that market right now. Now, I'm not saying make a Hellcat type of car, don't make some 600 horsepower, 700 horsepower variant, because leave that to the Cadillac, because truthfully, the Cadillac does serve a purpose. It competes with the German market, but man, for the price range that the Dodge Charger sits in, it's just nuts. The GM doesn't have something that's comparable to it in that space, because I think also you've got, you know, police cars, you got that opportunity as well to sell vehicles. So you could push some of the V6 variants off, or even a lower output V8, whatever. But that's my opinion on it. I don't think they're ever going to do it. It'd be crazy for them too, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe GM will do it. They'll pull a trick and come out with something awesome. Make it look a little more aggressive. You know, make it look like the rest of the Chevy family, but look aggressive, not kind of mundane like these SSs have tended to look. I just think it'd be a horrible thing to waste an opportunity like that, because they sold the G8 for a couple of years, offered a V6, standard V8, and then the high performance V8, and it was a great offering, and obviously that disappeared because Pontiac disappeared. So there's a G8 now, but I'm just saying, it'd be every once in a while, it seems like GM does something right, and, you know, gets something good and special. Not that they don't do other good things all the rest of the time, but I'm just saying, like, something like this, something cool and unique, they got an opportunity with the Alpha, and they need to do it, and I'm not sure they will. Something else some other people have mentioned to me is if there was a Buick variant, if Buick did something with it, which if they did, it would have to be like the Grand National, but Buick, I think, is more of a old man's car. Sorry to say that, but that's kind of what it is. Although they made the Grand National before, so who knows? If GM does something crazy, that'd be awesome. So that's my thoughts on GM making a successor to this thing. I think it'd be perfect, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, like I said, it's beautiful weather out today, and I think I'm going to. I think there's a shooting range over here. Yeah. Beautiful weather out today, and I think I'm going to start doing some car shows, some things like that. Tomorrow, the registration opens up for signing up for the half-mile race. Going to do that, I think, probably tomorrow. Don't know. Do want to sign up for that at some point because I want to make sure that I get a spot because the spaces are limited. And I've mentioned those before. That race is in Rantoul, Illinois, which is kind of far south, but anybody that wants to go can go. It's a open event for spectators, but racing is limited to a certain amount of positions. I want to say like 100 or 150 cars a day, and it's a 2-day event. But it is something I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to probably hitting the drag strip at some point this year. And I think that, I don't know, I got my brother's got, you probably saw on my Instagram today, my brother Shelby still at my house. He's going to be getting that out soon, hopefully, just because he wants to get it in his garage, so he's not inconveniencing me. But he's going to take that out. But hopefully have some fun things planned for the summer and spring here. The weather's nice, and get some stuff for you guys to check out and see where we can take this. And I think I hit like 625 subscribers the other day, so thank you everybody for hitting the subscribe button. And those of you who haven't, don't forget to at the end of this video. And as always, please give this one a thumbs up and have a wonderful day.